when you watch that knock and the way she played and the kind, she was like in a different, she looked zoned out. She was in that, you know, vortex where she was completely in her own world and she's just watching the ball. Usme Australia hai, samne koi hai. Aisa lag hi nahi raha that, you know, she's bothered about all of that. It's a record chase.
Yeah.
It's against the world champions, you know, strongest team out there. And to do it in front of her own people, Mumbai, parents, what she had gone through. Amazing mental strength and resilience. And even when we were having a conversation, I just felt like, you know, we're just listening to the questions they were asking or how they, when you speak to someone and you know how they are receiving the information, you can see it. Both of them were like, they were understanding the finer details of what I'm trying to say and where they could take the standards of women cricket eventually. You know, how the ownership comes into play and how they need to rise above all the complications that happen in the environment, because the goal is to take the cricket to another standard, which they have done.
Yeah.
To be fair, so both tremendous innings and both memorable ones. Of course, if you ask Smriti as well, she would say if she had performed like that in the World Cup semi or the WPL finals, she would have chosen the World Cup. So between the two, I would say the more special one for me was Jemmy.
Yeah.
Although Smriti's was high quality, world class skill as well, but very proud of both of them.
New season, huh?
Let's get off to a fresh start.
Fresh fruit, sir. Hey, sunne ninkolappa.
Peace.
Anyway, do we have everything we need?
Big basket. Everything you need, boys.
Everything you need.
Delivered now.
Overall, the standards, it's been like collecting trophies. Under 19, Women's World Cup, you guys, back-to-back T20 World Cups. We're reaching that era now, where it's like what you used to see Australia doing, and now you're doing that, you know?
I mean, look, in terms of our, you know, domination in white ball cricket especially, I would say we are probably the best in the world currently. There's no doubt about it. I saw WPL in the past as well, but this time around the intensity was, I mean, and you look at the turnout of fans as well. It's
nice,
there's a cricketer in me that can say, you know, I can see the difference. But when the public starts seeing the difference, that's when, you know, the game has changed to a different degree. You know, when they played in Baroda, was it like 3 games in packed stadiums? You look at Navi Mumbai, matlab packed. I was like, man, this is amazing. When they played in Bangalore, phenomenal turnout, and they know the standard is going higher and higher. These younger players coming in, you know, they're faster, they're more explosive, they're more confident of, you know, executing their skills, of going for big shots. I mean, some amazing, you look at talent like Shefali, Richa. I mean, you look at them strike the ball, you're like, man. When I saw Shefali play in that, was it the T20 World Cup in Australia, wasn't it, when we were playing as well? Man, she batted in Perth, and because I played in that stadium, she was hitting the ball in the stands. And far, I was like, this is unreal. Like, you know, the kind of power and the confidence, and Richa as well. I mean, it's like,
she's proper confidence.
Oh my God, it's like any, you know, top tier finisher or explosive batter in the game, like across. I'm not just confining it to women's cricket, but the ability you can see is shining through. So there's some amazing raise of standard that's happening in Indian cricket, and predominantly, I would say, a large contribution of that is the exposure with WPL and also IPL. It's been there for people to see, but now you see the direct effects of WPL, them sharing experiences with other global players, and the confidence of executing your plans, your abilities, your skills against those world-class players on a more regular basis, rather than waiting for a series to series. You play with probably, you know, 3 players from South Africa, New Zealand, Australia in the same team. You probably have to wait for it over 6 months to be able to face them. But now you're getting to face them in one game, in one high pressure game, and to have to perform against all 3. So you imagine the experience you're getting in one package playing the WPL, which you would have probably spread out 6 to 8 months. So the progress is much faster because it's a compressed package of the best quality players in the world under high pressure circumstances. Of course, it's going to bring the best out of players and bring the ones that can handle pressure and have the skill up to the surface much faster. So when people get selected from WPL or IPL, they feel like ready products because you are getting the circumstances that test your character. And the ones that shine through are it's very evident to see they've raised the standard of Indian cricket too.
And also, I think the access to a lot of you, Shriyanka spoke about being at the center of excellence when Jasprit was there, just the access to you. I'm going to ask you something different, which is not necessarily related, but what you've learned all these 2 decades, almost 3 decades, playing at this level with the intensity, how does that like transform into the business aspect of having your brands and that aspect of which is also your personality actually?
I'm actively made a conscious choice now to, of course I'm playing much lesser, and this was always my plan. Like I never felt like I'm gonna be this like to the end, like hardcore busy, scene here, scene there. It never resonated with me. Like I always felt like I want to play to a point where I'm completely finished, like I have nothing else to give, and then I want to take things very easy. I want to focus on life and not just cricket and everything to do with cricket. So even the choices which I'm actively making off the field, I've cut down massively on the number of days I work from a commercial standpoint. I'm focusing more on the business side of things. Say 1-8, we'll be launching soon, and that's probably the biggest and the most effortful project that I'll ever be a part of, because it's the accumulation of all my playing years, and to create a brand like that to that degree is something that I always dreamt of, but now it's actually coming to life. So when those kind of things happen, then you feel like, as I said, you do things for the aspiration, the monetary gains till a certain point, but then you feel like, okay, is it adding value in any way to my life? Today, if I just have to think of monetary perspective, I honestly don't need to. Like I don't need to play, or I don't need to work. If something doesn't add value in a way that I feel like, okay, it resonates with who I am, or with 1-8 I have a chance to actively be a part of the creative process and actually put out something that I would love to have as a consumer, which is also a representation of me, more or less, is an opportunity which provides a certain purpose to me. So those kind of things I'm okay with, and the lesser I get things in that space, I will confine it even further, like, and slow my life down completely, or to a point where मैं कितना साल stress झेल लिया, अभी मेरे को सिर्फ relax करना है. I want to focus on family, and that's.
But you like the stress a little bit. The stress, not stress in the negative way, I guess, just the
pressure.
pulse. Yeah, the pressure, right?
I love the pressure of the game. Honestly, I don't love the pressure of anything else apart from the game. Like social media is a huge part of the commercial representation or the fan engagement for any team, which is understandable. But I honestly, and hand on heart, I genuinely feel like there has to be a bit more streamlining, because if you look at the growth of the official fan clubs or the official fan pages of teams, it has taken place after a long period of time when the IPL was already in play. So it's not a thing that people were ready for from day one. So immediately you walk to practice and you have 6 cameras following. It's not a comfortable feeling at all. As a sports person, you need to have the ability and the freedom to work on your game in peace. If everything you do is an opportunity to film or display or to dissect, then you are not organic. I'm not going to be able to try to do things at practice which I really want to do, because I know tomorrow if someone films it, and there are discussions on my practice sessions.
Yeah, which of course they are. Of course they will be.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You judge me on my performances during the game. During the lead up, no one has the right to judge me what I'm doing in terms of my preparation, the things I'm trying in the nets. And so I just feel like there has to be a bit more streamlining in terms of understanding how much to do, when to do. Is the player okay with, being filmed at all times? I think those kind of things really needs to be taken into account, because this is my honest assessment. It gets too much. Like I don't like discussing. Like I was talking to Kane the other day, and there's that robot thing like doing, and I'm like, man.
To be fair, that creeps us all out a little bit.
But I'm like, what? Why is this guy like doing like? I'm talking to him about something so serious,
Give you a high five.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
No, the robot. Did the dog give you a high five?
No, he was like, so I looked at him and I ignored him. Then I told the guy, man, please take him away. Let me talk in peace. He's my friend. I can't have a conversation with him without it becoming a moment of Kane Mama and King Kohli
and Virat
meeting.
King Kohli. Nice.
क्या यार? He's a friend. I've known him since under 19 days. बेचारा कुछ बात कर रहा है. मेरे को बात तो करने दो. Like चुप dressing room में जाके किसी से बाहर ground पे मिलोगे तो news बन जाएगी. So I think it's thoda zyada hai.
Thanks for taking out the time, and as always, you know, it's good. Every time we get an opportunity to chat with you and just see you on the field, and this year, that feeling of, you don't have to say it, but that liberation trophy haath mein aa gaya, you can see it.
Abhi enjoyment hai aur
Yeah,
kuch nahi hai
enjoyment hai, boss. Speaking of enjoyment, makhana leke aate hain. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I think someone's eaten the makhana.
Big Basket presents the RCB podcast.